everything set up correctly. We got the chat going. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So, what we got going on tonight, we have some werebears from Artisan Guild. I am again making another step on my, Muppets, my Muppets war bands. I just got the pig-faced orcs done earlier tonight. Let me pull one out of those real quick. So here we go. These are the pig-faced orcs. Let me zoom a little bit. Oh, too much. Headache-inducing. There we go. There's the leader of the pig-faced orcs. And there's their shaman. And we got quite a few of these guys. Hi, Steven. How you doing tonight? How you doing? I've got so much stuff up in the air that I'm doing right now. I got like, which army are the bears? Well, these are going to be like, I don't know if you guys were here for the last stream. I've been browbeat and dumb ideaed into making a war band for skirmish for every one of the Muppets because I'm ridiculous. These are going to be Fozzie Bear. He's very cute looking. These are going to be Havoc Warriors. I forgot exactly which ones they are, but these are like 75 point. I think I did blood ones because these are going to be furious. So we're just going to do a bunch of bears to do that. Where did my thing go? There's my thing. So what we're going to do is start off with the bears, and then if we got time after that, we'll move on to the tanks. Because I am making another ridiculous army with the Havoc Dwarves. All right, so let's just start off with this one. Where I get the orcs from? They are from Warp Miniatures, and these guys are from Artisan Guild. Okay, we're gonna start off. We're gonna have the bears be kind of dark overall. So we're gonna, as I throw the bottle of paint, hold on. So we're going to start them off with warrior skin. For their skin, couple of drips, add a little water, and we are ready. Almost. There you go. Oh, I forgot my thing. Hey, Trainaholic, how you doing tonight? Got my paintbrush in my mouth. All right. Okay, so that's where the camera's angled. All right. And we'll just do their skin this color, and then we're going to go in and do the fur in a even darker color. I think, like I said, these are from Artisan Guild. I think they're some some Viking type files that they had, and I think these are werebears for that file. I'm not 100% on the details there. I just went searching for bears, and I saw these were part of that set, and I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. Yep, that too. Yeah, I try to think up stuff on my way home from work on Thursdays to talk about, and I know I had a good subject. I just forgot what it was. Great, great. I'm always happy to hear people are playing OPR because of me. I like it. And say hi to Sue too. Say hi to Sue too for me. I remember what it was. I know I was listening to Northern Exile, and he was talking about toxicity in the lore of 40k. And really, what he was talking about was toxicity of players that know the lore through the memes. Which I can see how that gets old. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. I had let's talk a little bit about making up your own narrative or pretty much fan fiction in wargaming. And how sometimes it is definitely not encouraged. Years and years ago, when I was playing AdMac in 40k, I think it was 8th edition. I made my own Forge World, and I wanted to make up some lore for him. So what I ended up doing, when they talk about the Tyranids, how they're entering the Milky Way galaxy, and then there's that section that's coming in through the bottom, right into the middle of everything that no one really talks about. It's like, oh no, it's an impending threat, but nothing ever happens. So I decided that is where I was going to put my Forge World, was right in the path of that. They look pretty good. So what I said was that, the Mechanicum is down there. Let me make sure this thing's set right. Yes. Oh, hi, Riverboat Sam. I missed you. How you doing? So what I said was that my Forge World down there being cut off by the Shadow of the Warp from pretty much everything, they kind of broke some tenets of the Mechanicus, and being hit with such an overwhelming threat, they decided that they were going to use some AI. Because they knew how to do it. They were just always told no, and they figured, oh, we're going to get eaten anyways. Let's just do it. And so, as the hordes of Tyranids were coming through, they would create hordes of AI drones to fight against them. So it'd just be massive clashes of claws and steel. Huge numbers of bodies, just everything's destroyed. And then eventually, after things would calm down, as the Tyranids were trying to pull back and figure out, okay, what the heck is going on, they would send out other bots to just kind of clean up the battlefield and bring back pieces to make more bots and pretty much recycle them over and over again. How the Tyranid hive keeps recycling biomass. Well, my Mechanicus guys kept recycling the AI steel. And so the Forge World in that sector was holding off the Tyranids barely, pretty much had them to a stalemate. And that's how I built them. And I liked that lore, mostly because I wrote it. But every time I would tell people about it or show them the lore, they would just revert to, well, that's not true. That's not how that happens. No shit. That's why it's called fan fiction. And just was always met with such hardline 40K people being like, "That's not how that works. They can't do AI." It's just, I don't know. I've written tons and tons of fan fiction for different armies that I've made. Like every army I make, I always have a lore for them in my head. Sometimes I start off with the lore. Other times while I'm painting them, the lore just kind of happens naturally. But I kind of stopped sharing it with people because I'd always get the eye roll of that's not canon. I know it's not canon. Not everything has to be canon. What the hell? So with that in mind, I remembered that when I was listening to that video by Northern Exile, and I was thinking I can do that in OPR, and no one will bat an eye, and I will have so much fun doing it. So I am going to find files that look like the little robot dogs with the guns on the back, and I'm going to make an alien hives army using drones. Why? Because I think it is going to be cool. And I don't need any other reason than that. Okay, ooh, you can see his knees. Alright, let's do some knees on this one. All the rest of them are wearing pants. Alright, so there is... Does he have tusks on his crotch? He does. Okay. Alright, so we are done with that color. Well, these are actually werebears. They are from Artisan Guild, and I don't remember the exact bundle they were in, but it was one of the Viking inspired ones. Yeah, these are the Artisan Guild. I 90% remember. They're going to be Havoc Warriors for skirmish. Okay, warrior skin is done. Next, we're gonna do their fur, and we're gonna do a little bit different. We're gonna use dark wood. Oop, as I got the hiccups, we're gonna use dark wood on the fur. We're going to see how this turns out. This is a little bit of an experiment. Get that mix. All right, let's go around the feet first. And there goes the furnace. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but spring kind of came for one day and then left again up here. It was 50 for all of about 48 hours, then right back to like 15 degrees. I'm missing stuff. Epic scale window. I need a cool epic scale army for them to fight. Wanted to do Necrons, but can't find the STLs. They're out there. You just got to get creative with what you're looking for. And oh, Boston. Boston's in the 50s. Ooh. I wish it was 50. Alright, so they're wearing some furs, and then like this is their fur. I assume that's their fur. Let's see here. This guy, yeah, that's gonna be their fur. So we'll do the furs that are around their waists a different color just to kind of differentiate, and I'm gonna get a bigger brush for this. Oh, there are there's been some plans for kaiju battles. Someone has convinced me. There's also someone that said that I should use 6mm stuff, and then I should do all of the Titans, or make Titans for 6mm. Which, funny enough, I actually have like 4 Warhound Titans in 6mm I've already done. Don't forget killer rabbits. Well, I got, I forgot what these guys are called. But I got these little birdmen, like assassins. And I was almost going to paint these tonight, but I screwed up. And all the crossbows I had for them, I printed... all of the crossbows I printed were all right hands, so I couldn't I couldn't actually finish building them. So maybe next week we'll do those. I actually really like the way that fur is coming out. Okay. One done. But those are also from Warp Miniatures, and I forgot what the name was on them, but I think they started with a K. Hey, Eric, how you doing? That's not his. Alright, let's do the arms. I'm doing good, Eric. How are you doing tonight? I'm having fun painting up some stuff. I actually got started on painting some terrain. Fantasy terrain, because I was scrolling through Instagram at work, and like you do. Oh, good thing you finished the Star Host. Good on you, man. Now they're gonna fight better for you. But yeah, I was scrolling through Instagram, and then I saw, I think it was, God, I forgot his name. I think it was Chris. Maybe did all of his Adepticon terrain, and he was talking about how he did it all with oil washes, and I was like, wait a minute, I do oil washes. And then he was like, it's all basic colors, and then you just hit it with oil wash and it's done. So he inspired me to get cracking on the terrain that I've had sitting around for so long. You know what? We'll just do that the same color. We'll do those furs the same color. I'll do this one down here as well. That's always a tough question. Once you finish an army, which one to do next? Whichever one speaks to you. Whichever one you get excited about it. You can be like me and just go, I'm going to do all of them. Go back to this one to do that fur. Yeah, it was real funny when I did the Ranger Day thing. I was asked, how many armies do I have? And I was like, 56. Everyone thought I was crazy. I'm like, no, I got one of everything. And multiples of lots of them. Models in a Robot Legion army, and they can still be very effective. The beefy beetle men with hammers? Oh, you mean the wood elves? That stuff coming out? I don't know. I almost called up, almost sent a message into Gaetano, be like, it's March. I was promised orcs. I know you guys are behind, but I was promised orcs. Well, that's one heck of a birthday present. Do I get the first bout answer? Yeah, well, thanks for Puerto Rico. That's how my first fan of the Widows. Yeah, that's the thing. I found that like women that I've gotten into the hobby, they always like the fantasy stuff. Which I'm not complaining. I like the fantasy stuff too. Except for my wife. She won't touch any of it. Going down at the beginning of the craze is now we consider normal. Yeah, I like in that video when I was like, oh no, when I looked into his box, he had the 8th edition Orc Codex. It was he had the 8th edition Orc Codex, and then he had all the data cards that were still in shrink wrap. And I was just like, you haven't played, have you? Turns out he never even got to play 8th edition because it was just gone before he got his models done. Yeah, I prefer grimdark most of the time, but sometimes I like fantasy because I'm just in the mood to have big armies smack into each other. Uh-oh, what'd you do to your resin vat? Yeah, and I gotta hold this one because his base is too big to fit in that holder. So I'm gonna be flipping this one around a bit. Oh. Mm-hmm. Dark on top and glowing on the bottom. That's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, I like the Shadow Stalkers just because they're like you can paint them however you want. There's no well, I mean, there's never any wrong answer when you paint stuff, but with Shadow Stalkers, it's so totally open ended. Well, that's another one. I really like the duchies too, and I'm kind of hoping they come up on my wheel of random pretty soon because I have a list in there that's all the well, all the constructs, all the robots for them, just to see how it would work. All their bots. And plus, it's fun just painting all that silver. All right, I will do that pelt different color just because it's so different compared to the rest of it. Oh, hey, Austin, glad you're here. Okay, did we get all the fur? I think, well, no, this here. All right. All right, fur is done. Yeah. Well, good. Orcs in Australia is that they love being there. I love to see the duchies on the channel. Well, I have had the duchies on the channel a few times. Not in the last 6 months, but just soon. And yeah, the Zorn palette is the John Blanche. He does use the Zorn palette. That's just some of the colors that that Army Painter made for him. It's just really cool. Okay. What do I think about OPR orcs? What do I think about them? How? Like you were talking models, gameplay, lore, how they play. Oh, the orcs play amazing. The orcs do play amazing in OPR. They are so much ridiculous fun. Let's start doing some leather. And we're going to do that. Where is the hardened? There's hardened leather. Yeah, orcs. The orc marauders. Some of their stuff, it's like if the dice are on your side that day, some of their stuff definitely feels a little strong. I do I definitely like doing rocket launcher spam with them. And then like grot tanks, the walkers. Oh, the combat walker. I love the combat walker so much. It's the ultimate fire and forget. Just point it towards the enemy and let it walk and do its thing. All right. Yeah, they're there. I did a few with them. I know I did a how to play. That was the early first iteration of going through all the armies, and then I did a like a narrative fight with them. It's the one the Night of the Living Dead one I did, where I did like 100 and something zombies in a narrative game. Big green versus little green. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say it's leather. Yeah, it's leather. Oh, they're coming. I actually have the orc army for them already made, sitting behind me. Well, 90%. Let's see here. I'm going completely against the grain, and I'm doing an orc shooty army. This is going to be called Mordecca. So I have 3 orc mobs, all armed with carbines, and then I have orc specialists armed with rocket launchers, and then as many goblins as I could fit in there. Everyone's going to have shooty. It's going to be if the dice gods are on my side that day and I roll a bunch of sixes, it's going to be devastating. But it's me, so I'm not going to roll sixes. Do. Do. Okay, that's it for all just the base leather on this one. I must hate Shadowrun. I have not played Shadowrun in so long. I used to play that. My gaming group down in Florida, we played some Shadowrun, but I haven't played it since. Yeah. Pirate orcs. Our best orcs. Well, any orc is best orc. I like my orcs. I like the junkyard orcs. The ones that, I get to do all the rust and all the scrapes and all the nastiness on them. I love painting that. And speaking of that, I found a new love. Where is it? I found the effects paint that one page or not one, but that Army Painter does. Oh, their effects paint is awesome. I've been having fun with that. Yeah, I did a little interview thing with Nexus Wargaming a couple nights ago or was it last night? I don't know. Either way, I did an interview with Nexus Wargaming and he asked me like, what are my favorite, genres of wargaming stuff of fantasy and sci-fi. At first, he was like, "Well, you can't just cop out and say orcs." I'm like, "Well, okay, I'll just tell you, I like I like junkyard stuff that's cobbled together, like Mad Max, Junkyard Wars. Like even when I played BattleTech, I loved playing just like rebel units that had cobbled together stuff." Hey Nathan, how you doing? Long time no see to you too. And that's why when everyone else was picking a clan to play, everyone's like, I want to be Ghost Bear, I want to be Timberwolf, blah blah blah. I picked Ravens, the Snow Ravens, just because they ended up grouping up with the Outworlds Alliance, and that's where I can get some cobbled together crap. And now that's part of that. Oh, there's some belt I missed. All right. Well, yeah, sometimes work gets in the way. Yeah, space goblins. They're going to be their own thing. They're splitting up the greenskins. So yeah, it's gonna space goblins. Definitely awesome. Rebel gorillas. Whenever they do those, we'll see what they do with those. Yes, as you could tell, I definitely support Army Painter speed painting. You know, if anyone knows those guys, tell them I could use a sponsorship. I think I have. Yeah, I've switched over to them exclusively. Well, not just speed paint. Some of the other stuff they do, but 90% of it is the speed paints. Then oh, he's got a sword back here. you go. There you go. I had a full blown Sisters of Battle army once, and it was the old metal sisters. I actually got those in a trade. Somebody, one of the guys at the store liked the Dark Eldar army that I did so much that he traded me a 2,000 point Sisters of Battle army for it. I was like, "Yeah, sure, really." All right, Sam, we'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I rocked those for about 2 years. That was right when I remember I made those sisters. I decked them all out with flamer weapons, and then that was right when Imperial Knights came out. Well, right after that, and then one of the guys who bought into the Knights kept playing against me because he knew he could win because I had no, I had nothing but flamers. Oh, I missed those. Oh, I missed this. Okay, let's fix that right now because this is my last one. Yeah, a lot of their models, I can't wait to see what they do with them because everything they've been coming out with has been good. I mean, even stuff that I didn't think it was the right direction, or a direction I did not anticipate, like the Wood Elves going into a more buggy lane. I didn't expect that, and it came out pretty good. Where'd it go? So no. Where's the dark? Where's my dark wood? I had everything set up, and then I moved stuff. Where did it? There it is. Yeah, I'm waiting for those to come up on the wheel too. The Wood Elves. I'm actually happy they didn't yet because a lot of the stuff I was doing, a lot of stuff I have in that army is stuff that hasn't released yet. All right, now I'm gonna do black for the pants. Well, black for most of the pants. I do like I do like their space dwarves. I do like their space dwarves. They're more. I don't know how to say it. They're more something. I like them more. They're more blocky in a good way. Yeah, I like the Mantic stuff. I've always looked at Mantic stuff like I should get this and then never pulled the trigger on it. I don't know. Probably because of that. That was probably the point where I was like, well, I'm spending too much on my hobby anyways. I gotta calm down. And even finding cheaper stuff, I was like, I still can't do it. Then I got a 3D printer. So now I buy a ridiculous amount of files. Yeah. Yeah, now I have, I look through and I find I'm hooked into the Patreon and some of the larger creators like Highlands and Artisan Guild. I have a page. I think I still have a Patreon for them. And yeah, and then I have some of the files that look like they shouldn't be legal. Sometimes people give those to me, like, here, try these out. I print them and I go, oh, yeah, these look great. And then someone goes, those are those are scans. Oh shit. So that's where the sea turtle's coming from. Because I am so far out of the loop of GW stuff, I couldn't even tell you what some of those look like anymore. Okay, any off weird fur on him? Nope. Nope. There's a stolen vid up. What does that mean? Okay, that's all the oddball furs. Okay. And a lot of people, they get really close to GW stuff when they're printing, because let's face it, 90% of what people are designing is made to work for GW games. It was Auspex Tactics did a video on 3D printing, and I remember I watched this video when it popped up. Oh yeah, 3D files. Yeah, that does happen a lot. But it's it's digital stuff. I mean, it's gonna happen because there's a lot of countries that don't care about copyright. don't care about intellectual properties. But yeah, Auspex Tactics had a video up where he was showing off some 3D printers and their files, but then he took it down nearly immediately because he was contacted by those people that made the files. Like, what are you doing? Don't show them off. They don't want to get the DMCA claim. Because occasionally in waves, GW likes to get claim happy with stuff. They'll just go through and do a blanket on everybody. Okay, time to do some... Let's do the bones. I'm not even on camera. There we go. Oh, I missed a lot of fur on this one. Yeah, I go for darker metals on them, and I go for like some rust effect on feral armies. So for these are the only metal in the whole thing. It's just this guy's axe, I think. But seeing that these are werebears, and they have all these talismans and runes on them, I think I'm going to do like... I don't know yet. We'll see when I get there. I got an enchanted silver. And claws will be black. I'll go back and do that because bear claws are black. Yeah, I missed that fur too. Play a game featuring the AI rules. Okay, so just have like set them up and have both of the armies use the AI rules. That could be something. Make a clickbait title. Is can AI play your war game? Oh, me versus the AI. Okay. All right, we are getting there. Playing Robot Legion. Well, I do have that Robot Legion army. It's funny, that Robot Legion army is just sitting out on the table by itself in their box. For some reason, it came off the wall, and now it just lives on my third table out there. Okay, we are almost done with these. I need. Where? Again, stuff disappears out here. Gravel or gray. For all us lonely gamers. Okay, yeah, I could do that. Cancel his talismans. I guess we're going this direction now. Ooh, too much on there. Still too much. There we go. Yeah, I've played some mixed armies. That's just part of one-page rules. Is if you use the tournament force organization, they allow you to do a 60-40 split, and then unofficially you can use as many armies as you want. Especially when you get to the larger games. Like, say you want a Titan Lord running around with your human defense force, it'd be perfect for it. And I am going to do a Robot Legion versus High Elf campaign closer towards this summer. And I'm actually got I got terrain and stuff. Oh, that one broke. I got terrain and stuff I'm working on for that. Ooh, it's hard to see here, but here's some elf terrain. I just haven't really been focused on it yet. Because my mind, it's like the summer's a long way away. Oh, too thick. Give me the back. So I got a pretty good plot developed for that one. It'll be a high elf commander who is fed up of doing his own manual labor. And the elementals aren't quite cutting it. So he wants to go back in there and subjugate some of the robot legion to come back and do what they were doing before. You can't expect a high elf fleet commander to work manual labor like the pores. Yeah, terrain. I've seen some of your stuff, Terrainaholic. I swear, you make me jealous with your terrain. Alright, so in theory, these are supposed to be like the Viking golden armbands. They're just not wearing them because they're in wear form. There's one. Another jewelry. This one doesn't have it. This one doesn't have it. This one does. Okay. Alright, let's start looking at... Well, I gotta go back and do some of that. What did I use for that? That's the dark wood. I'm missing some fur here. This guy on the foot. And then a little bit up here. And for some reason we got white specks there. Right, his fur is done. This one, white speck. Hand. Underside of that bit. And their fur is done. This one. Canvas that's done. This guy. Back of the elbow. I got some fur there. White speck. I don't know why. Sometimes you just end up with weird white specks and odd spots. Okay. You know, something I've found that I do that a lot of people don't do nowadays is I like to use a lot of like natural colors on my stuff. Like a lot of other people painting, and on YouTube you'll see like they'll do like one crazy bright color on them. I don't know. I like more natural look. There's a good story for you. Robot Legion that goes around and gets other races out of oppression like they were. That's a good plot hook. There, we'll just do that this color. Go to dark section of belt. There we go. Oh, there's his satchel. Yes. What can I say? I like my browns. Well, in Army Builder, when you go make your army, up in the right-hand corner, the little drop-down thing up in the corner, you should be able to go to, I think it's Army Details, and then from there should be a button to add another army to it. Black. I want to get the claws out of the way. I know we're over time, over the 1 hour I usually set, but we're so close. I'm just going to go ahead and plow through. It'll help if I went over on camera, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, community armies, they should be totally fine for OPR. I mean, there are some that are, as long as they have that balance tag on there, go for it, man. And even some of them that don't say balanced, some of them are not balanced for a reason. Like I know all of my 10mm stuff that I've put up there, none of those say balanced. That's because I structured the army differently than OPR wants me to. I made them in groups of 3. But most of the other stuff I've done, like 32 millimeter stuff, has the balance tag. Relatively easy to have a balanced army. Okay, so now, metal time. Since these are werebears and such, we're going to use polished silver. Now, where's silver? Where's my enchanted steel? Enchanted steel. There we go. Let's make them a little interesting. This is kind of a blue tinted metal. We'll use this brush again. That's all the metal on him. This one, oh, I realized I'm so far behind. Which one is Foggy? Fozzie. Fozzie's not here. Like these, I am going to set up a campaign for them. And Fozzie, he will be like a descendant of this. And what are we painting today? We are painting some werebears from Artisan Guild. This is going to be the Fozzie Bear Muppet Show campaign army. I know, I've lost my mind. It's all because I chose that bright green when I did the frogs. Stop licking the brushes. They say they're non-toxic, I swear. Okay, so barring a little bit of touch-up... Oh, wait, hold on. One more. I see one more thing. I forgot to do the bones on its crotch, because why else would you have bones there? Okay. So, yeah, like I said, barring a little bit of touch-up and the basing, which I'm probably going to do snow, incorporate that somehow in here. These are the werebears. Ta-da! Total time, 1 hour and 17 minutes. Last of it. So yeah, we didn't get to the tanks yet, or tonight. I always have something set up in case, I go completely bonkers. But these guys here, let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, every time it gives me a headache. I'm sure it gives it to you too. But these are These are 6mm models that I found on, I can't remember if it was Thingiverse or Cult, but I remember they were free. But they are evil dwarf steam tanks. So 6mm, and I hollowed the crap out of them. So those are going to be part of my Havoc dwarf army as the war wagons. As you can see, I got 3 of them. And then, because my last Havoc dwarf army excursion went so well, I've decided I need more artillery. Got mortars, I got rocket batteries printing. So that is going to be interesting. We'll see how they do firepower-wise compared to like the Ratmen. When I was like, hey, firepower is going to work for Ratmen. It did not work for the Ratmen. And then, let me get a close-up on one of these. Let's see. The one I'm recording this weekend is vampiric undead bats. So like, here's one of the bat horrors. I got to play with some blood effects, and I already got cat hair in there because I got them in a box in the basement. And then I got bat dragons. Woo. So this one ought to be interesting. They're going to be playing against the Dwarf Mining Company, which is coming out this weekend. And also, here's some of the terrain I'm working on. I got to move the camera for this. Got a Mordheim style house. I got a couple of these I'm working on, and hopefully an oil wash will make it look nice and pretty. Along with, here, now that I'm zoomed out, along with some of the elf terrain for the campaign coming up this summer. And what else do I got? Oh yeah. I got these like, I don't know, futuristic desert hab things. I'm going to say this is going to be what the High Elves lived in before the robots took over, and then for the robots, I'm going to have a bunch of cubes and stuff. And then there's the Flying Ebola Army list, where I got the 3rd one of these printed out. Now it's just time to start painting them. I think I'm going to go with just like a sickly green through the whole army. Why? Because they're the infected colonies, of course. So, thanks everybody for sticking around for this nice extra long stream. We're going to call it here, as I break everything. So, thanks for stopping by, and like usual, I hope you're having fun playing OPR wherever you are. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.